I'll never forget the sting of those words echoing across the table. My name is Ava, and for years I believed that kindness was my greatest strength. I was the peacemaker, the one who smiled through tension, the colleague everyone called sweet and easy to work with. I thought staying silent and rising above was the mature way to handle rudeness. Until the day it all shattered. It happened during a team dinner after a long project launch. The restaurant was elegant, lights dim and warm, laughter filling the air. I had led the project that brought in our biggest client yet. I felt proud, accomplished, but as we sat around the long table, my senior colleague Marcus raised his glass and said loudly, "Let's give a round of applause to Ava for trying so hard. Some people just aren't natural leaders, right? They're better at following instructions and looking pretty while doing it." The table erupted in awkward chuckles. A few people glanced at me with pity. My cheeks burned. My heart pounded so hard I could barely breathe. In that moment, I felt small, exposed, and completely alone. I had spent months working late while Marcus took credit for my ideas in meetings. He would casually dismiss my suggestions with phrases like, "That's cute, Ava," or "Don't overthink it, sweetheart." I always brushed it off, telling myself it wasn't personal, but that night in front of the entire team, the mask came off. His insult wasn't just rude, it was a public attempt to diminish me. I sat there frozen, forcing a smile while inside I was breaking. What do you do when someone insults you so openly? Do you fight back? Stay silent? Cry later in your car like I did that night? I drove home replaying every word, tears streaming down my face, wondering why I always let people treat me this way. But what I didn't know that night was that this painful moment would become the turning point in my life. It forced me to learn how to react when someone insults you. Not with anger, but with power. The days after that dinner were some of the hardest I've ever faced. I avoided team meetings, I second guessed every contribution I made. Every time Marcus smirked at me across the office, I felt that same wave of humiliation wash over me again. I started doubting my abilities. Was I really just trying hard? Was I not leadership material? The confidence I had spent years building felt completely destroyed. I confided in a close friend expecting support. Instead, she said, "Just ignore him, Ava. Men like that are everywhere. Don't let it affect you." But it did affect me. Deeply. Every insult chipped away at my self worth until I barely recognized myself. I became anxious before every meeting, rehearsing responses in my head but never speaking them. I was trapped between wanting to disappear and wanting to scream. Until everything changed one quiet evening. I was scrolling through old notes from the project and realized something that shifted my pain into clarity. Marcus wasn't insulting me because I was weak. He was threatened because I was strong. My ideas had saved the project multiple times. My calm coordination had impressed the client. He saw me rising and tried to push me down with words. That realization lit a quiet fire inside me. I stopped crying and started preparing. I began studying how to deal with rude people, not by matching their energy, but by protecting my peace while standing firm. I practiced in the mirror. I wrote down my worth. I reminded myself daily that someone else's words don't define me. Slowly, the emotional struggle turned into strength. I understood that reacting with tears or silence only gave rude people more power. The real power came from responding with composure and truth. I decided I would no longer shrink myself to make others comfortable. A few weeks later, another opportunity arrived. We were in an important strategy meeting with directors present. Marcus, as usual, interrupted me mid sentence. "Ava, honey, that idea is a bit naive. Let the grown ups handle this." The room went quiet. Several people looked uncomfortable. This time I didn't freeze. I didn't cry. I felt the old pain rise, but I chose a different path. I looked directly at Marcus, my voice calm, steady, and clear. "Thank you for your opinion, Marcus, but let's look at the facts. The approach I'm suggesting is the same one that helped us secure our biggest client last quarter. The client you said would never sign with us. Here are the numbers. I opened my laptop and displayed the slides I had quietly prepared. Clear data, client feedback, and revenue projections. The directors leaned forward. Marcus tried to laugh it off, but his usual charm fell flat. I continued softly but firmly. I've noticed you often dismiss my ideas in front of the team. I respect healthy discussion, but public belittling doesn't help any of us grow. If you have constructive feedback, I'm happy to hear it privately. Otherwise, let's focus on what's best for the company. The room was silent. One of the directors nodded and said, "Well said, Eva. Let's continue with your proposal." In that moment, everything shifted. Marcus's face flushed with embarrassment. The same people who once chuckled at his jokes now looked at him differently. He had exposed himself, not me. From then on, the subtle insults became rarer. He kept his distance, and the team began treating me with new respect. My calm reply didn't just offend me, it elevated me. I received recognition for my leadership in the next performance review. More importantly, I reclaim my confidence. Today, when someone insults me, I no longer feel shattered. I pause, breathe, and respond with clarity and grace. Dealing with rude people taught me powerful lessons. Your silence can protect your peace, but your calm truth can reclaim your power. Never let someone's words make you question your worth. Stay composed, speak facts, and let your results speak louder than their insults. The greatest revenge isn't destruction, it's becoming unstoppable while staying kind. You rise above, not by tearing them down, but by refusing to be diminished. If you've ever been insulted or belittled, know this: you are not what they say about you. You are stronger than their words. Choose composure, choose preparation, choose yourself, and watch how everything changes. Thank you for walking through my journey with me. Your peace and power are worth protecting. Never forget that.